What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, post Super Bowl mock draft 1.0, we're officially in draft season, my favorite season of the year. Oh, I bumped my microphone. That's how excited I am. Yeah, a lot of the draft order is finally set, and there's a lot of decisions and conversations to be had for lots of different teams. Like obviously the Bears at number one. Does a team potentially move up? Because I saw that the Patriots are looking to address the quarterback position sooner rather than later, potentially more in free agency than the draft, which I personally don't get. But, to each their own. So, first of all, I want to say, massive tragedy in Kansas City, truly heartbreaking. I mean, I was there, but luckily I left early because I had some Valentine's Day things to do, some plans, so I ended up leaving early. Thoughts and prayers, obviously, with all the victims and people affected by it. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Bears at number one. I still think it'll be Caleb Williams. Reset the QB clock. I see lots of things. Everybody already knows, like what I'm gonna say. Everybody already knows, or has at least already heard. And the biggest thing is if you're still questioning if Justin Fields is the guy or not, he's not the guy. Like, you got Mahomes was in 2 seasons. First season, didn't play. Second season, there was no questions. He's the guy. Even though he didn't win a Super Bowl, there's no question he's the guy. Now there's an argument for like a Josh Allen who in his first 2 seasons was not good. But, in his third season, he had his breakout, Stephon Diggs and whatnot. But you could see the growth as a player. And while Justin Fields had flashes this year, I don't think he showed enough to prove that he is the long-term answer. And I think you can maybe get like a second or third round pick for him potentially, depending on how needy a team is for a player or as a quarterback. But I do think it'll be Caleb Williams. Commanders at number 2. I think it'll be Drake May. We're going to kind of switch it up. Usually, I think I had, what's his nuts? Jaden Daniels there last time. But, with Cliff Kingsbury running that offense, I think he's going to want more of a sort of like a pocket passer who has a very high floor. He's going to draw comparisons to Mitch Trubisky, which I don't agree with, just because, Drake May started for several seasons. Trubisky was like one. They just see North Carolina and assume that they're the same, which they're not. I think Drake May is prospect fatigue is starting to kick in a little bit with him. I think he's starting to get pushed down boards a little bit. But, it's just 1A, 1B, 1C. I believe these quarterbacks will just go in any order, but they're the top 3. And then McCarthy, I think he's looked at in the top 10 as of now. Scouts and organizations are looking at him very highly. He's moving up a lot of boards, and I think Penix and Nix fall out of the first round completely. Patriots, we're gonna change it up a bit. I had QBs going in the top 3 each time, the last few times, and I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr. I believe they'll probably address QB in free agency or maybe trade. Justin Fields would be very fun to see go to the Patriots, but we'll assume that they address QB in free agency and get a potentially generational receiver. That leaves the Cardinals, who have always been mocked Marvin Harrison, and I think it's Malik Neighbors, who would had a little bit of a stroke. He would undebatably be the number 1 receiver in the class, except Marvin Harrison exists. So Malik Neighbors, crazy good player. Can win at all points on the field. Huge yards after catch guy. He can do basically anything you can ask him to do. Like, he is a great player. I'm probably going to get his jersey. He's my favorite in the whole class. Chargers at number 5. This is if Jaden Daniels falls to 5. I think this is where you see a team like maybe the Giants move up 1 to ensure that they get their guy, or maybe you see a team like the Vikings trade up potentially. I don't think the Broncos are the draft capital. But you see a team in this area potentially want to move up. But we'll stick and pick here. I'm not subscribed to PFF Plus, so I'm not going to do any trades. Because, trades are offered. Wow. But what? You had to subscribe, which you didn't used to do, but I guess they need money. So, Chargers, the top two receivers are off the board. Brock Bowers is there. I think I'm going to stick with a tackle. I made the argument last time with Trey Pipkins, and he's just not good. So I think you solidify your two tackles of the future with Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt on the other side. Keep protecting Justin Herbert, and it's a very deep receiver class. I think you can get your number 3 receiver in the later rounds. So, and the Giants, no question, Jaden Daniels is there. You take him every time. Heisman winner, obviously, very versatile. He can run, he can throw. Takes big hits. Who is it we were watching? It might have been a defensive player that we watched. I don't remember. It was one film breakdown we did where Jaden Daniels took this massive shot. Like, he just dove in, like, the first quarter on first down. Like, I don't know what he was doing there, but needs to learn to protect himself in the league better. He's not very heavy. 210, I mean, that's not awful. And I think he'll put on weight by the combine. Titans at 7. I'm going to go Rome Odunze again. Need a receiver. D-Hop's old. Traylon Burks he exists, I guess. I don't think they're going to go tackle. I explained this all last time, where new regime, new head coach, new play style, no Derrick Henry. I think you look to air it out more with Will Levis. Falcons at 8. I'm going to shake it up a bit. J.J. McCarthy shows the flashes. He's got the flashes. He makes the throws when he's needed to. He didn't pass much because they didn't need to. He has the flashes. He's got the arm talent. He's got the upside. I think at the combine he will show why he deserves to be a top 10 pick. And the media is very, very down on McCarthy. But scouts, GMs, organizations are going to be very high on him. And the Falcons, Desmond Ridder is not the guy, clearly. And, you got Bijan, you got Drake London, you got Kyle Pitts. The stars are there. Let's see what the offense has to do. Because if you keep leaving your stars out to dry on the offensive side of the ball, if they were to focus on defense here, when those players are up for contract negotiations, how much are they worth to you? Like, Kyle Pitts will be coming up soon. How much is he worth to you guys? Because he's got the talent, phenomenal talent. But, you haven't really seen it as much because he hasn't been able to perform. So you get him a guy that can make your stars shine, and you'll know. Then you can address the defense. Bears at 9 again. The top 3 receivers are off the board. So would this be a spot for Brian Thomas? Could he go in the top 10? Potentially. I don't think it'll be Brock Bowers. This is tough. You probably don't go tackle. You probably don't go O-line here at 9. Maybe you take Talisa Fuaga and move him inside. But, this is just tough. I think if this is how the draft goes and they're here, I think there's a trade down spot potentially. I think I'm going to go defense. Special teams? Kicker? No. Where is... So they could go edge rusher here. I think you're going to boost the defense. Probably not go safety. Depending on if you lose Jalen Johnson or not, can depend on whether or not they'll take a corner here. And I think, I'm going to do it. Terry and Arnold could lose Jalen Johnson. And, they're clearing up cap room. They just released Eddie Jackson. They released Cody Whitehair. That's not defense, but they're making cap room to re-sign Jalen Johnson. So hopefully they end up doing that. And, I know they took Tyreek Stevenson last year, but get a solidified CB2 and Terry and Arnold and just keep building up your defense. Jets at 10. I think it's going to be Talisa Fuaga. I'm not too high on Olu Fashanu. Took a step back. I didn't do a film breakdown. I have a scouting report, but I'm not too high on him. I love Talisa Fuaga. Mauler in the run game, great pass protection, great build. I know you look at His size 6'6", 330. I mean, that's just average build, but he fits the eye test. The Vikings at number 11. I mean, the QBs are gone. I mean, we got 4 QBs in the top 8. We got QB. Yeah, 4 QBs in the top 8. Vikings. I think they bring back Perk Thuggins. Running back, no. I'm just looking at the needs. Probably don't take interior. I would say tackle, but they got Brian O'Neill and Christian Darrisaw, so they're probably set there. I think Dallas Turner is the pick here. The first defensive. Oh no, not the first. I just have a short-term memory loss. But Dallas Turner, I'm not too high on him, but I think he'll probably go higher than I think he should, based on his upside, based on his run game ability, based on. I mean, I think he still needs to gain weight and put on some muscle, and then he could be very good if developed right. Broncos at 12. I think Russell Wilson will be gone. Do you take a Bo Nix? I mean, I think that'll be a reach. I doubt it. Potentially receiver. Brian Thomas could be fun. But Marvin Mims, they got Marvin Mims. And Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, one of them could be gone. They could both stay. We just don't know yet. I think D-line is where you got to go. And I'm going to go Byron Murphy. Rusher on the interior. I mean, just pass rushing defensive tackles are very hard to come by. And Byron Murphy's a very high riser. I'm not too high on Terzon Johnny Newton. I think he'll probably fall in like this area, maybe late first round, potentially. But Broncos defense, I mean, the secondary's fine, but the front seven is just not good. As much as the media pushes that the Broncos defense is great, it's really not. On paper, at least, or to me. Raiders at 13. Another QB needy team where they're just not available. I'm going to go Olu Fashanu. Just get more protection for whoever you decide to bring in for quarterback. Bring in some help for Josh Jacobs. Keep pounding the rock. Defense could use some help, but so could the offensive line. What's their tackle? Colton Miller. He's on one side, so you put Olu on the other. And Olu's got a lot of upside. Very athletic. I think he'll probably end up going in about this range. What's funny is, I can't remember if it was my first or second mock draft that I did, where I had Olu Fashanu falling to 10 to the Jets. And at the time I did that, he was projected to go like to the Chargers, Giants, or Titans, and being the first tackle off the board. And it was unpopular at the time. I mean, nobody disagreed with me because nobody watches these. But that was the first, like, that was unheard of, uncommon at the time. And then a few weeks later, oh, what? Olu started falling to the Jets, and then he started falling a little bit more? Huh, funny. So I think that's just how it'll happen. I think he'll fall potentially out of the top 10 in the 10 to 15 range. Saints at 14. Could go tackle. Another QB team. There's just a lot of QB teams. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 in the top 13 that should take a quarterback. I mean, the Titans could. I doubt they will. The Jets could. I doubt they will. But anyway, Saints to the 14 to the Saints. Could be a Brock Bowers spot, but I really like Juwan Johnson. Could be a tackle. I mean, Trevor Penning just hasn't really done anything. Could be D-line. I mean, they took Isaiah Foskey last year. And you got good players. I think I'm going to go Jared Verse here. Like I said last time, I'm pretty sure. This is very similar to last time from the looks of it. But Isaiah Foskey, he exists. I mean, he's a rookie. Was a rookie. So you could look to develop him and Jared Verse on the other side. They're both pretty big-ish pass rushers. Peyton Turner just hasn't done anything. So just keep building up that defense, and offense will come, hopefully. Colts at 15. I sent Brock Bowers here last time, I believe, but I think I'm going to go another weapon for Anthony Richardson and Brian Thomas. You know, you got Michael Pittman could leave, but I doubt he will. You got Josh Downs, who's pretty good. So solidify your top 3 receivers. Get Anthony Richardson all the help he can get. Keep him protected. Potentially could go O-line, but we go receiver here. Seahawks at 16. Oh man, I want to do Brock Bowers. Pause. I want to send Brock Bowers here so bad. I mean, you got your 3 receivers solidified. Tyler Lockett could be on his way out here pretty soon. They could go on the interior. Jackson Powers-Johnson potentially. Zach Frazier, probably not here at 16. Maybe you look at him in the second. But a lot of ways they could go. Quarterback, probably not going to take a QB here. I mean, it's tough. Could go D-line. But Boye Mafe did pretty good. Uchenna Nwosu's all right. So you could look edge rusher and Leatu Latu. You could look for the interior and a Jerzon Newton. But I think I'm going to go with Brock Bowers. Just, I mean, that offense has got everything but a quarterback. With Brock Bowers, they'd have 3 good receivers, a great tight end, a decent number 2 tight end, and Noah Fant. You got Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet. You got all the skill positions good. Your 2 tackles are good. All that's missing is a quarterback, and I guess the interior could use some help. But, I mean, there's just no quarterback to take here. Maybe take a Bo Nix, but I wouldn't. Maybe they could be a Justin Fields team. That'd be fun. But building up that that firepower on offense, maybe look at QB next year. Jaguars at 17. Could be an interior team. It's tough. It's because I want to protect Trevor, but a receiver could also be it. I mean, you got Christian Kirk, who's all right. Could be losing Calvin Ridley. I doubt they will. I think he stays. So a receiver could be it. It's tough here. It's tough. Could look to boost the defense. Could lose Josh Allen, but I doubt they end up losing him too. There's just a lot of ways the Jags could go here. I think I'm going to go Jackson Powers-Johnson. Just get your solidified center. Help protect Trevor. Get him more time. He needs to keep developing. I mean, the Jags just were not good this year. They were decent until about 3/4 of the way through the year. Then they just shit the bed. Bengals at 18. It's tough here as well. Could look tackle for the other side of Orlando Brown. If you lose Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, you got to go receiver. Jadavion Sanders would be fun, but I doubt he'll go here at 18. I mean, early in the process, Jerzon Newton was mocked to them a lot, like a Geno Atkins type of player, shorter, pass rushing on the interior. I mean, I could see him trading down as well, but no, running back. Why did I click on that? I'm going to go receiver. I assume they're going to lose Tyler Boyd. T. Higgins will probably get franchise tagged. He could be on the way out. No, I'm not going to go receiver. I'm going to go tackle, and it's going to be Tyler Guyton. Very athletic. He'll probably end up going in the top 20. Crazy athletic. Another Oklahoma tackle on the other side of... He's the exact opposite of Orlando Brown. Because Orlando Brown, I mean, they're both Oklahoma, so that's not opposite. But Orlando Brown was very, very, very unathletic. Slow combine. Ran slow at the combine. Horrible combine. Tyler Guyton will do great at the combine. Very, very athletic. Not Seahawks. Rams. I did this last time. I'm doing it again. Where's he at? Kenyon Mitchell. I love Kenyon Mitchell. Great in coverage. Great in man coverage. Very fast. He will force so many incompletions. Like pass breakups. He'll be locked down. He's their Jalen Ramsey replacement. I love Kenyon Mitchell. I might end up doing him as my next film breakdown. What sucks about the film breakdowns is they always get copyrighted, so then they get like 4 views. Like my Leatu Latu video got like 70 something, but then like my Cooper DeJean video got like 5. So it's because the Leatu Latu one didn't get copyrighted, but the Cooper DeJean one did. So it's just unlucky. Steelers cannot believe they made the playoffs. You could look at Jackson Powers Johnson, but he's gone here. Quarterback? That'd be something. Linebacker, no. DB, I think they're fine in the DB department. That's fun to say. Nate Wiggins would be fun. But we're going to go tackle. And I want to go Amarius Mims, but I'm going to go with J.C. Latham. Great in the run game. Get Najee Harris some help in the blocking. That was very phrased weird. I'm not too high on Amarius Mims. Not a huge fan of his. He did not start a lot of games either. But J.C. Latham, great in the run game. Good build, great hips. Solid in pass protection. Not the best, but he'll be developmental. Dolphins. They're not going to take tight end. We'll go O-line. Who just seems like a Dolphin? I'm going to say Troy Fautanu. He can play tackle if you need him to, or you can potentially kick him inside if that's what we kind of got an offensive line run here. Look to kick him inside potentially if that's where you feel is the best for your team or best for him in his development. But Fautanu goes to the Seahawks a lot, but we have him dropping a little bit. Eagles. I don't know why receiver is their number one need. A.J. Brown and not DJ Moore. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are good, obviously, and they're locked in long term. Sure, there might be lacking a third receiver, but I think linebacker should be a higher need, even though you're not going to take linebacker in round one. We're going to go DB. Who just seems like an Eagle? I would say Cooper DeJean, but I'm leaning Nate Wiggins. I believe maybe he fell out of the first round last time I did a mock draft. But I like Nate Wiggins, very, very, very athletic, good in man coverage, and that's what the Eagles need very much. Texans. They didn't pick yet, have they? No. It's weird to see the Texans picking down here and only having one pick. That's still crazy to me that they got picked 2 and 3 last year. Receiver, probably not. Jatavion Sanders would be a lot of fun, but I think they bring back Dalton Schultz. D-line, potentially. I believe the edge rushers are falling, if I recall. Shit, I can't click. Yeah, Leatu Latu, I think he's going to be the pick here. More powerful than a Will Anderson would be. I just have him falling here just because medical history. He could go very high, but theoretically he could also fall. So we'll have that theory kicking in here. Sorry. Could lose Jonathan Grenard, he's all right. He's pretty good. But getting up there in age, and you don't want to have to pay him a shit ton of money because, I mean, he's not amazing. So get Leatu Latu, who's got great hands, great finesse moves. He's my edge 1, but I do have Jared Verse going earlier just because of his non-injury history and his powerful hands. Cowboys at 24. How about them Cowboys? Shit. What do you even do? Running back, you're not going to take. No good centers. You could look Zach Frazier. Honestly, it could be Zach Frazier. I might end up talking myself into that, but we'll explore other possibilities for a minute. Could look to the defensive interior, get more help for Micah Parsons. Could be losing DeMarcus Lawrence, who's also old. Could look to help boost the offensive line, which is also old. Could look to boost the secondary, which is decent. I mean, you got Trayvon Diggs, who's coming off an injury. You got Deron Bland, who's pretty good, at least sometimes. Stephon Gilmore's old. The safeties are not old. Yeah, I'm going to go, actually, Cooper DeJean. Fits exactly what Jerry Jones wants. I think everybody knows that picture of Jerry Jones back in the day. So we'll just leave that part at that. But he can play wherever you need him to. If you need him to play at corner, he can. But slot corner, nickel, safety, that's what he'll play if he goes to the Cowboys. Packers at 25. Very young team. A lot of upside potential there for them. Receiver, Troy Franklin would be fun. It'd be so funny if they go receiver after the first year with Jordan Love. What is a Packers pick here? Amarius Mims, potentially. I think, yeah, you got to go O-line. I did it last time. I'm going to go Graham Barton. He can play guard or tackle depending on what you are looking for long term. David Bakhtiari's old, injury history, expensive, so he could be out in the next season or two. And the rest of the offensive line just isn't that good. Zach Tom's serviceable, but Graham Barton can play anywhere that they need him to. I can't remember. I heard he potentially played center at some point. I don't know if he played center at like the Senior Bowl or at Duke, but I heard center linked with his name, so could be potentially there. How big is he? 6'5", 314. Yeah, that's tackle size. I just don't know how long his arms are. Bucks. God, I hope they bring back Baker. Receiver, I think could be what they look to go for. Mike Evans could potentially leave. Chris Godwin's expensive, and I mean, he's just not flashy anymore. You just don't really see too many things with Chris Godwin. Tight end, probably not. Cade Otton's pretty good. O-line, potentially, yeah. Could look to boost, keep rebuilding that defense. Shit, man. I'm going to go Ennis Rakestraw. Jamal Dean and Carlton Davis I think their contracts both expire pretty soon. And they're just decent. They're not that good, but Rakestraw, very physical corner. I think he'll fit very well in Tampa. He fits what they'd probably want or what they would look for in corner. I'm not explaining things very well, I feel like, in this video, but we're getting through it. Cardinals at 27. Got Malik Neighbors earlier. He's my neighbor. No, he's not. So, took a receiver. Probably not O-line here. I mean, maybe Zach Frazier, but probably not. I don't know how high up they pick in the second. It'd be great if they showed it, but they don't. D-line, yeah. I think it's just the best player available. And is that Jerzon Newton? I think so. Their defensive interior is just not good. Their D-line is just not good in general. They got B.J. Ojulari, who's young and developing, and I think that would also help a lot. Bills at 28. Troy Franklin. Stephon Diggs is old, expensive, not doing too. He didn't do too hot in the second half of the season, especially in the playoffs. Gabe Davis is only relevant because that one game he had against the Chiefs in the playoffs, which they lost. Suck it, Bills. Yeah, could very well go receiver here, especially with the speed of Troy Franklin plus the arm of Josh Allen equals hopefully touchdowns. Just not when they play the Chiefs, hopefully. Lions at 29. I gave him Ennis Rakestraw last time, who is not on the board. I mean, do I do it? Do I do it? I want to so bad. Oh, I want to. Because I am a very firm believer that Jared Goff will not win a Super Bowl ever. But based on the board here, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Bo Nix to the Lions. He's old. He's experienced, but, well, older. He's not old. He's experienced. Can start as soon as you need him to. Probably maybe sit for a season or half a season behind Jared Goff. I'm just not a Jared Goff believer. He did good this year, yeah, but like a lot of other quarterbacks, like Cam Newton once said, he's a game manager, which isn't bad. I think there's a false narrative with that it's a bad thing, but it's really not. He's just not going to win you games. And in the NFL, when you got players like Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, you need a superstar quarterback to even be relevant in the Super Bowl conversation. And Jared Goff is not that guy. Take a shot on Bo Nix in the later of the first round. I think he could probably fall out of the first round, but I don't know. Ravens at 30. And if you're that Lions fan that commented last time that they shouldn't take a quarterback, I mean, Hendon Hooker, there's no argument. He's old. He's mid. Maybe. I don't know. We haven't even seen him play. And, yeah, so is Bo Nix. Bo Nix is also old, but Bo Nix isn't injured. Like, Hendon Hooker tore his ACL last year. Hendon Hooker is was a much worse prospect than Bo Nix coming out. And, I think Bo Nix is a better player than Hendon Hooker. I don't think that's too hot of a take. Ravens, probably not receiver. I think they need to boost maybe tackle. Morgan Moses is old and on the way out. Ronnie Stanley's injured more than you'd like. They probably will tag or re-sign Justin Madubuike. I don't think you need edge rusher. Odafe Owe is he's not very good, but he's good. I love Odafe Owe. David Ajabo hasn't really shown to be anything, but could be a breakout player. I'm going to go with Marius Mims. I think if anybody can develop him very well, it's the Ravens. Did not start a whole lot of games at Georgia. I think it's in the single digits. Like, he did not start or play a lot at all. Whether he was buried on the depth chart, not buried, but behind on the depth chart, or injured, he just didn't play a lot. And he's very athletic, showed flashes, could probably be higher than this, but I think he'll fall based on his lack of play time. 49ers. Let's see. Where did they struggle in the Super Bowl? Well, they didn't run the ball. They didn't know that. I think they just forgot that George Kittle existed, so that's fun. I think probably goes nope. There's only one option here, and it's O-line. And Trent Williams is old. The rest of your O-line is just ass. There's no nice way to put it. It's just ass. And I'm going to go Zach Frazier here. Can move around on the interior, can play guard or center depending on what you need him to play. And he could be a high riser. I think he could potentially go higher than this. But I do really like Zach Frazier. Now, Chiefs. I'm not going to do Patrick Paul again. I did it. I've done it every time so far. Receiver, outside of Rashee Rice, they're just ass. And what sucks is that Valdez-Scantling did decent in the playoffs, so the Chiefs aren't going to probably cut him, even though they should. Because, you got decent cap room, but that's just because contracts are expiring. And make more cap room by, getting rid of the players that aren't good, like MVS, like a player like, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Jawan Taylor. God, he pisses me off. They're not going to get rid of him. They just got him in. But I think you restructure him. They're going to restructure Mahomes. So I think they'll re-sign L'Jarius Sneed. I don't think they'll franchise tag Chris Jones. I think they'll end up giving him just an expensive 1-year deal. And, it's got to be a receiver. If you don't... Well, here's the thing. I want to do tackle just because the tackles aren't good, especially on the left side. Donovan Smith is leaving. I don't think they re-sign him. And, what's more important? A good receiver? Receiver will be easier to address in free agency. There aren't a lot of tackles. And down the board, tackles just aren't that good as well. And receivers down the board are. Keon Coleman could fall. A.D. Mitchell could fall. Tez Walker will probably fall. You could get a player like Xavier Legette, Jalen Polk, Ricky Pearsall. I think he'll go in the mid-second. Xavier Worthy. There's a lot of good players down the board. So, I said I'd go receiver. I'm going to go tackle. I'll do Jordan Morgan this time. Sorry. I don't want PFF+. The logos look weird now because of my extension. But, yeah, I got Jordan Morgan. I just think that the Chiefs need to go tackle in the first round. They shouldn't go receiver. If the board falls, then all right. But if not, don't be pressured to take one. If there's a good tackle that's available, please take it. Because I hate that the Chiefs are just like Clark Hunt is like last year when they took Felix Onyeudike-Uzomah when they shouldn't have. But he's a Kansas City kid. And the draft's in KC, so I can make money off his name. He's just not good. And I just hate that the Chiefs do that because Clark Hunt is just... I'm not a huge Clark Hunt fan. How about it, Kansas City? Anyways, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Show some support, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I will reply to your comment because I don't get very many. So that's going to do it for this video. I'm probably going to do a Kenyon Mitchell breakdown next time. Hopefully it doesn't get copyrighted. And let me know what you guys want to see. I was thinking about making videos on how I would fix certain teams. Like how I would fix the Seahawks, how I'd build the Lions more. Just videos like that. That could be fun. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.